Howdy, howdy, folks. A-Train here with you for another episode of Let's Play Nimby Rails. Well, welcome everyone back to the channel. Hope you're having a great weekend. As I record this, it's a Saturday night here in North Texas Central Time Zone, US of A. As usual, we hope you'll like the video, share, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell icon so you know when we go live or upload a video. Join us on Twitch at A_train_games. On Discord, you can follow the discussion at A-Trainspace-Games. Become part of the discussion. See my Steam library, make game requests. See my Tower 3D Pro library, and discuss this and other games. Also, your donations are greatly appreciated. Help support the channel and help us upgrade equipment and what have you. Keep up with the technology at paypal.me/atraingames. That's paypal.me/atraingames. All right, so let's do this switcheroo here. And of course, I just turned you onto a black screen because I have not launched the game yet. I'm busy listening to trains passing by. And if the sound on those is a little too loud or off or anything, just let me know. There we go. That'll get us up and going. Also, let me, actually, this will be a test here. All right, so we have the game up. Let me just hit that. Let me hit this and pause things because I got to walk you guys through what I got going on. Let's go to... this, and we'll look at the game. All right, good. So now move that out of the way, move that out of the way, and we will look, and this is where we were just looking, down here on the south end of the Yamanote line, where it curves around and heads north, west. All right, here's Shinagawa Station here. So we head this direction, Shibuya, Harajuku, and here's Shinjuku. Yeah, I've added a bunch more stuff. I had to expand out the platforms because of the, not only just the Chuo line, but there's express services on the Chuo line. Actually, the Chuo line platforms are this set, and this set. There's 3 platforms now coming off the Chuo line. And then you have the Yamanote line, which is this one over here. And then you have the Sobu line, which is this one over here. That's the yellow line. But on the Chuo line, which is the rapid service coming in from the west out in Tachikawa, which is way over here, right there. Okay, they come in. We've increased the service. Well, okay, I say increased. I've shifted service. I didn't actually purchase any more trains. We had 16 trains running the route from Tachikawa to Tokyo Station and back. I've taken 4 of those and put them on the Chuo Rapid service, which I'll show you here on the lines. So here's Chuo Commuter Rapid. It's the pink line, okay? And it shares the tracks with the Chuo line. But they have different stations. Once they get out here, they stop in some of the same places, but like Nakano Station, the rapid service has its own platforms, okay? And what we have is they're set up for like a 30-second turn time, whereas we slowed the commuter, the regular rapid line, the Chuo rapid line down to a minute or so. That allows the rapid trains to pass, okay? Then they run the same tracks here, Okijobi, Nishinokanjo, Kichioji, Mitaka Station. Kichioji Station, they have the same. In Mitaka Station, then they have separated platforms, so there's another passing opportunity. Then they're on the same lines. They share this depot right here. Then we go through Musashi Sakai Station, Higashikona Koganai. Here it's a little goofy. There's 2 platforms, and they don't stop there. One way or the other, the pink ones race through here. I mean, they should bypass it, but something got a little wonky in how I was setting up the line. Then we go to Kokubunji Station, and they bypass there. They stop and bypass. Nishin Kokubunji, Kunitachi Station, they do the same thing. It's like a bypass. And then we get into Tachikawa, and there's separate platforms, okay, for the pink line and the orange line. And then we have the Omi line, which goes out to Fusa Station and Yokota Air Base. And then we have the Nambu line, which starts here at Tachikawa Station and actually ends up in Kawasaki, way down south. So that's kind of how those work together. So we kind of have 3 sets of trains running on this line, although the Chuo Sobu line runs on separate tracks from the Chuo line. The Chuo Commuter Rapid and the Chuo line run the same tracks. They just have different station platforms. So the rapid trains can pass some of the others. Now, once they get to Shinjuku, they stop at Shinjuku. They stop at It's not Yoyogi, because I skipped Yoyogi Station. It's Yotsuya. They both stop at Yotsuya. They stop at Ochanomizu, Kanda Station, and at Tokyo Station. Actually, I think the rapid trains actually skip a couple of these. So they wind up kind of having to drag in there a little bit sometimes, but it works. And it allows us to run the commuter rapid on the same tracks. It's just they get a chance to pass a couple of places along the way. And that seems to be working out pretty good as far as moving people. I still need to put more trains back in or in service on the Chuo line to replace the 4 we switched over to commuter rapid. But overall, I think it's working fairly well. We could also use a couple more, possibly 4 more trains and maybe more on the Chuo Sobu line. You can see we got $263 million. I actually ran this for a couple hours. But I ran in the background last night while I was goofing around after I got home from pool, and ran up to like 550 million, 560 million. But then I went today and I built the the Kaio line, which is this red line right here. And this runs from Tokyo Station. It's underneath underground Tokyo Station. at the very south end of the station. It's almost like a half-mile walk. It takes about 10 to 20 minutes to walk from Tokyo Station down to the Keihin Line. And interestingly, I have a story about that. When I was TDY to Yokota Air Base, I had a day off. I was going to Tokyo Disneyland. So I knew to get on the train on the Ome line at Fusa Station. I knew to change the Chuo line at Tachikawa Station. And once I got to Tokyo Station, then things got a little sideways. I had to find this Keihin line. So I'm looking at the line maps and everything because there's the platforms you see here, there's actually additional ones I've built underground. That's these two right here. Those are going to be for like the Narita Express and for the Sobu Rapid line that's going to come in. And then also I think the Yokosuka line runs out of Tokyo Station from there. I could be wrong. Anyway, so we still have to get those tied in, and then the Tokaido line and what have you here. But we're going to get those hooked up. Anyway, there's just a crap ton of tracks. Plus the Marunochi Subway runs underneath here this way-ish. Okay? So lots of stuff to look at. So I'm looking at the map, and a Japanese businessman comes up to me. And I think he kind of looked at me funny, and because he could tell I was confused or lost. I wasn't lost. I knew where I was. It was just a matter of figuring out how to get to where I needed to be to catch a train to go to Disneyland. And I addressed him in Japanese and said, it was probably morning. I said, "Ohayou gozaimasu. Sumimasen, Keihin line wa doko desu ka?" Which is, good morning. Excuse me, where is the Keihin line? Doko desu ka is where is it in Japanese. He then spoke to me in English. Japanese are very interesting in this regard, and it's very much a when in Rome situation if you ever visit Japan, and I hope you will because it's an absolutely amazing country. But learn some customs. Watch the movie Mr. Baseball with Tom Selleck so you know what not to do. Okay? First off. Second, if you learn some very basic Japanese phrases like how to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, please, thank you, and ask very simple things like where is it? Just understand to be very respectful and somewhat even apologetic, but you making the attempt to address them in their native language. The Japanese for decades now have learned English from 6th grade on through high school. Okay, everybody speaks English, except maybe the very elderly, like 60, the ones who are still around from the war, from World War II. All right, so everyone speaks English. The key is you extending the respect and courtesy of attempting to speak to them in their language, then they will speak to them in yours. So he spoke to me then, and he spoke to me in English. And he actually walked me from the middle part of Tokyo Station. The Chuo Line platforms are platforms 1 and 2. They're elevated. As you can see here, I've got them on viaduct. When you see the little triangles on the other side of the tracks, that's viaduct. When you see dashes, that's tunnel. Otherwise, it's ground level. Okay, so this is a viaduct station. And platforms 1 and 2 for the Chuo Line, which terminates at Tokyo Station, sit atop platforms 3 and 4, which are actually the... let me think, it's Keihin-Tohokyu line upbound, which means northbound, and Yamanote line upbound. Okay, they're weird. So I've got them, these are the Yamanote line tracks, the kind of odd green color to the left. The light blue is the Keihin-Tohokyu line, and sometimes I'll say Keihin-Tohokyu, whichever. These two actually run in a sandwich configuration. So it's Keihin-Tohokyu upbound, Yamanote line upbound, Yamanote downbound, Keihin-Tohokyu downbound. I think that's it. May be that, or it's the other way. Yamanote may sandwich the Keihin-Tohokyu line, but the platforms 1 and 2 are actually over top of platforms 3 and 4. I moved it over just a little bit here so you can see it better within the functionality of the game environment, because I want you guys to be able to see and understand and comprehend what all's going on here. This is the Marunochi side of the station. If you have never seen this, okay, let's see. sit tight for 2 seconds here. Let me show you this. Because I have my internet set up now, I can pull it up. I mean, I have it set up within the confines of okay, that. All right, show me this picture. Okay, this here. All right, so let me kick over this. What I do here is hello. Where's my Hoopa Joop? There it is, Hoopa Joop. Internet. It's here on the west side where it says Marunochi One-Chome Tokyo Station Gallery. That's on the west side. Anyway, so there's all these tracks, and so he walked me down here like half a mile to the Keihin Line platforms. Amazingly kind of him. And that's kind of the experiences I've had in Japan. When my buddy Steven and I went, we were staying up here at the, let's see, that's Itabashi Station. We were right here at the Grand Palace Hotel. We went and caught the subway, rode it one stop up to Itabashi Station. There's a Japan Rail office there where you can buy a rail pass. And it's not expensive, it's like $10 or something like that. And you could ride the trains all day. I mean, as much as you wanted. So super cool. But we couldn't find the office. And this gentleman saw me looking at the map. And again, I addressed him in Japanese, asked him where it was. He turns and starts speaking to me in perfect English. Turns out his brother is a mechanic for American Airlines here at DFW Airport. So it's like, this is the coolest thing. He walks us over there. I mean, it's only like a minute and a half away. It wasn't like the first experience I had back in 1992, but this was in 2009. But still, it just goes to show you how the Japanese will respond if you will extend the courtesy of learning a little bit of their language, their culture, and how to interact with them on their terms. And then you will find they come to you on yours. So, Keihin Line is this red line, and it runs from underground at the south end of the station, and it runs out underneath some streets, cuts across a river, goes across part of the bay. It jumps above ground. No, at Ujima Station, it's still below ground. Here it comes above ground. There's a freight yard here in this space. Excuse me. Let me get a quick sip of water here. I'm feeling a little verklempt, recalling all this memories of Japan and stuff. Shiomi Station, and then we'll head out this way. Shinkiba Station, Kasai Rinkai Koen Station. This is the Tokyo Sea Life Park. And I should have recognized this because I was farting around the other day looking for Tokyo Disneyland. I thought it was on the east side of the bay. And it turns out it's right here at Maihama Station. So it's like 5 stops out on the Keihin Line. I seem to recall it being much further, but I don't know. It's been 30 years, almost 30 years. So yeah, there's Tokyo Disneyland. And so we've got now train service. I've got their maintenance depot over here. The Keihin Line continues on and actually goes way on out here over this side and somewhere out over here. And the Sobu Line runs out over here as well. And then it joins into the Utsunomiya Line. which actually goes all the way up around the north side, all the way down. And then see this little orange section over here? That's my start of the Utsunomiya line. And it runs, like I said, it forms what's called the outer loop. And then it comes in, and then you come in on the Keihin line to Tokyo. And on the Utsunomiya line terminates here, and then you can jump on the Nambu line. The Nambu line will take you down to Kawasaki. I believe this track right here is the Nambu line I've got designated for down in this area. So we'll have to extend that yellow line right there all the way down this way. And that kind of completes what they call the outer loop, although it takes multiple trains to actually traverse that massive distance, but it covers a lot of things, but there's not a ton of stop signs. It's kind of like an express service. And then at night, it's used as a freight line. Freight line comes out of Kawasaki. It runs up under through this mountain here, and then they jump on the Utsunomiya line, and then there's some freight depots or terminals along the way. So other stuff, so you can see the red line there, that's the Keihin line. The yellow line is the Sobu line, which then parallels across through here and then runs out and terminates over here. The green loop you can see is complete. That is the Yamanote line. That's the inner loop, as it were, around Tokyo. Starting at Tokyo Station, it comes all the way down through Shinagawa, then loops up around through Shibuya, Shinjuku, Ikebukuro, and then open over to Tabata Station, and then Ueno Station, and back into Tokyo. Trains run both directions around that loop. It takes about an hour to circulate it, and that gets you all the way around Tokyo to several of the major stations and wards of the metropolis. So again, we have the Ginza line here. It's this orange line. That's a subway line, and that's modeled accurately, although I did take a couple of stops out. I really am thinking about taking Suhirocho Station out to expand the catchment area of Akihabara Station, although it's going to get caught up with the Chonomizu. So if I turn on the tracks, you'll see how the catchment area is outlined in white kind of interact. Akihabara Station covers out here to the east. Suhirocho is kind of tying stuff up, and it's blocking part of the southern part of Ueno Station. And then I could, in theory, take out Nihonbashi Station, which would free up stuff for Tokyo Station to expand out this way. But that is kind of a critical station. I mean, and then you got Ginza down here, so it kind of sucks having that. I mean, ultimately, I suppose catchment area is catchment area, right? If you wanted to get on the Keihin-Tohokyu line, the Yamanote line, you get on Nihonbashi Station, just go right up here to Kanto Station. Or you get on Ginza Station and go right over to Shinbashi Station. That's going to get you on the line. So, and that will get you anywhere else on the system. The Tokyo Monorail, which I modeled as a train because, again, there's no monorail in the game, starts here at Hamamatsucho Station, comes down, and we'll actually do the line. It's purple line. And it runs down here to where it interchanges with the Kaikyu Airport line, which is a private line, and then it runs into Haneda Airports 1 and 2 and 3. We only got one station over here. There's actually one for terminals 1 and 2. Then there's a second one over here at the post office south end. I'm just going to let it ride as is. Now, the issue we had was this green line connects Yokohama down here at the southern end of the map to Tokyo Station. Okay, that's the Ueno-Tokyo line. We see it down here. It's an express line that connects Yokohama and Tokyo, and that's working great, except I was seeing people come into Tenkubashi Station who were attempting to get over here to these various stations, and they had already been, or to Narita Airport, they'd been on the train for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because to get there at the time, you had to take the Ueno-Tokyo line all the way up to Shinagawa, catch a local, which is either the Yamanote line or the Keihin-Tohokyu line, jump off at Hamamatsucho Station to get on the monorail and go back down. So what I did was I wound up just building the Kaikyu Airport line down 3 stops to Kawasaki Station, and I tied the two together. There's this little underground piece I put in here that just allowed it to enlarge the catchment area, because if you put like one track of separation between a station platform and you a little bit of separation, and you put another track, it'll separate the catchment areas into two separate things. And if you don't want that, just drop in like a underground piece of station, and it will pull it all together. So Kawasaki Station, this is actually a separate station for the Kaikyu line, but in doing this, it allows passengers to interchange between the Keihin-Tohokyu line, which is the local line running from Yokohama to Tokyo, and the Ueno-Tokyo line, which is the express line running from Tokyo to Yokohama. They can walk, in theory, or they can just transfer to the Kaikyu line and thus up here change trains at Kaikyu Kamada Station and go out to Haneda Airport. So it cut an hour off the trip. So they just go, anybody from down here, Tsurumi, Yokohama, the Yokohama line, just jumps on, they just run up here to Kawasaki Station, then they come up here and then bam, they're out to the airport. And it saves them from having to go all the way up here to turn around and come all the way back down here and out here. So that's worked out nicely. We've got a couple little private lines. We did a little more work out here. We extended the, like I said, the orange line here is the Utsunomiya line, and we extended the Nambu Line to Fuchu-Homachi Station, which serves the Tokyo Racecourse, I guess another horse track. There's a bunch of horse tracks around here if you hadn't noticed that. And that is actually the start of the Utsunomiya line. So again, people there can then jump on the Nambu Line, and the Nambu Line comes down here, they cross the river, and it continues off this direction. The freight line for the Utsunomiya line goes this way and then goes into a tunnel and disappears under this mountain, and it's underground for a distance over here. Now, so these lines are doing very well because people down at the southern end at Fuchu-Homachi Station or at Bubigaruwa, easy for me to say, if they're down here, instead of having to go up to Tachikawa Station to catch a train into Tokyo, they can just go up here to Nishin Kokunbunji and then jump on a train into Tokyo. So that works out pretty good. Then we had the Seibu Kokunbunji line. Of course, we have the Ome line here to Yokota Air Base. Hooray. Now, over here is something kind of interesting. I built, what is this? This is the, let me find which line. I think it's one of the Saikyu lines. Seibu Tamagawa line. That's this line right here. And it's only 2 stops from Musashi Sakai Station to Tama Station. Here's the aspect of this, and this is why I built this line. I was trying to get some feeders into the Chuo line to expand ridership. Not that we need that because I need more trains. But I wanted to kind of reach out north and south, and so I was like, what the hell is this? This is Tama Cemetery, which is one of the biggest cemeteries in Japan. It's one of the big 3 that serve Tokyo. And they didn't have room to build them in closer to the city, so they built it further out. I mean, you can look how far out you are from, the central part of Tokyo. You're a long way. Well, this is the place where a number of very famous people are buried, including Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, who famously planned the attack on Pearl Harbor and was shot down in 1943 over Bougainville Island in the Solomon Islands chain, where we're playing War on the Sea. He was shot down over Bougainville when U.S. intercepts of Japanese radio traffic were able to decipher his location, where he'd be, what he was flying in, and the Army Air Corps sent out P-38 Lightnings, and they shot him down over the jungles, where he was killed. He's buried here, apparently right kind of in this area, maybe right here. I was looking at this because I totally want to go visit. Oh, no, actually, I think he's right here, right off this section right here. I totally want to go visit his gravesite. So, just very interesting. So, Tama Cemetery. So this serves kind of that area. I mean, I think we got pretty much a full, yeah, I mean, that's a full catchment area to work with. So and I'm only running one train back and forth. It only takes like 8 minutes, I think, to go back and forth. Let me see here, the Seibu Tamagawa line. 6 minutes, 6:15. What happens is this line comes down. There's actually a stop right here. Then there's this stop here at Tama Station, which serves the cemetery, Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. There's a Chofu Airport, which was a fighter base, I think, in World War II. American School in Japan. There's a bunch of stuff here it serves. Then the line continues down, and then it cuts over through here, yada yada. There's like 4, maybe 6 stops total. And the final stop is down here by this lake. It's right in here. This is like a boat racing lake. So they got horse racing, they got their boat racing, you got car racing tracks and all this stuff. It's really cool though. Are we looking at this on the screen? Yes, we are, because okay, I want to make sure we're looking at it on the screen. So yeah, super cool. Turn this down just a little bit here. There we go. That should be a little bit better. How do you guys like hearing the trains in the background? Does that add to the ambience, kind of capture things in? So for now, I think we're good to go out here on this west end. What I want to do is, now I've added in the Keihin line, which there's some new, there was a new patch that just came out. And so they've added some new features. Assets is new. So this shows you can look up your stations. Let's see what else you can look up. Oh, good. Your accounting, your refunds, compensations. You can look up all kinds of information here. You can also look up your trains, and you can look up your lines. Well, we're going to look up lines. I've run one day with the Keihin line, and look at this. It's already moved up halfway up the list. I mean, that Seibu Tamagawa line, yeah, it's not making much money. And I'll extend it a little bit more eventually. It's not a big deal. But once I read about what that was, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to put a line there. And I had built that extension. If you'll recall, well, you would have seen it. I had built this to here because I knew there was a line that went off that direction. That's what I'm doing is I'll drop in some tracks. If there's a line there, I'll drop in the tracks. And then eventually we'll turn around and come back to, building off of it. I did the same thing for the Utsunomiya line over here in Nishinkoku and Bunji. Is we just dropped the station in, but the line continues north up this way and then that way, somewhere. It goes that way, right? So yeah, Tama Station, Tobu, these are the private lines. Keikyu Airport line, these are all private lines. If it says Seibu or Tobu or Keikyu, like the Keikyu main line, okay? Now the Musashino line only has Musashino line. Oh, wait a minute. I've been saying the Utsunomiya line. It's the Musashino line. Oops. Doofus. Yeah, Musashino line. This is the Musashino line. 4 stops. Yes, Fuchu. Yeah, that's correct. And the 4 stops are, it starts here. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So that's the cycle. Anyway, so yeah, these short lines, like the Tsurumi line, it doesn't make a whole lot of money. The Nambu line's still pretty short, but it will pick up when we build it way down through here. Seibu Kokumbuji line, that is this little green line right here. Let's turn this off. That's this line right here. Actually, no, let's turn that back on so you can see the colors. And then we drop down to the Yokohama line, which is this light green, which runs from Yokohama Station, which we're going to deal with here in a little bit. That's the bullet train terminal. And it goes through Kikuna, Oguchi. I think there was one more stop in here that I eliminated so we wouldn't have overlapping catchments. And then it comes into Higashi Kanagawa Station. From there, it actually runs on the Keihin-Tohokyu tracks. As you can see, the green and blue interspersed here. They run on the same tracks, and then they go into separate platforms here on Yokohama Station. All right. So that's how that works. But that's just serving Yokohama Station to Shin Yokohama. I mean, it's not really going very far. It's bringing people from here around to here to get on the trains to go up to Tokyo or go to the airport or whatever. So the Yokohama line currently isn't worth a whole lot. The Ome line, again, also is kind of a short line, so is the Keihin line. And now we get in the Ginza Metro. That's all. That's our one solid subway line. Then you have the monorail line, which we've already talked about, runs from Hamamatsucho Station down to interchange with the Kaiku Airport line and go into Haneda Airport. Then we get to the main lines. Keihin-Tohokyu line. Whoops. I have something misspelled here. Let me go figure out how I doofed this up. Close that. Shinjuku Station. That's not where I want to be. I want to go over here. I got this misspelled. There's no Y in Keihin-Tohokyu. It's Tohoku, not Tohokyu. So if I click on Tokyo Station. Tohoku, yes, that's what I thought. What a goof. Alright, Keihin-Tohokyu line. I don't know why. There, that fixes it. There. Okay, good to go. So, here's the Keihin-Tohokyu line. It runs, you can see there, from Ueno Station all the way down to Yokohama and back. And we'll need to extend that up. It parallels the, and I've already got the tracks built. It parallels the Yamanote line up through Ugui Sudani Station, Nippori Station, which is kind of a big deal. Nishin Nippori Station, which has some connections to other stuff. Tabata Station, and then it branches off and goes up this way. And like the Japan Rail East Shinkansen yards are up here. And then there's a rail yard here. So there's rail yards here and here. But then the Keihin-Tohokyu line continues up north this way. And it's running along with, what is that? The Shonan Shinjuku line, I think, is what comes this way. It comes out of Shinjuku Station and parallels the Yamanote line up through here, Mejuro Station, Ikebukuro Station, and then cuts off here. And I quit building it there because there was no point. So, and then this is the first tram on the line. This is some tram system here. And maybe I'll fart around with that in a minute, but, or at some point. But I just, again, I included the station, and it's tied into Otsuka Station. But you see this on the satellite maps. Sugamo Station, I believe this is a Marunochi Line station. And so that's a subway, major subway system. So then you got the Yamanote Line A and B, which are the loops. Chuo Sobu Line, which is the yellow line, running from Ichikawa in the east all the way over here to Mitaka Station in the west. And it extends further out. It goes through Funabashi and on down. And then there's a blue line that comes out of Tokyo Station underground. It runs underground and it pops out of the ground over here at Ryogoku Station next to the Sumo Arena, and then runs on these parallel tracks, which we've got modeled to, oh hell, I got them modeled all the way out. The only thing I hadn't done was build the station in Tokyo and then connected them. So that will give us an express service because it's limited express. It only stops at so many stations. Ueno-Tokyo line is very good. Chuo Commuter Rapid and Chuo Line. Those are big money makers. So we need to make sure we're running as many trains on the Chuo line as possible because that's where we're moving the maximum number or the most people. So good to go. Anybody got any questions or anything like that? Is this interesting information? I mean, I hope maybe you're learning something, maybe, or you're not entertained, or what have you. So, all right, so let's see what we're going to do here. I have two trains, as it were, of thought. And we can go ahead and start running trains, or we can start building. So we've got the Shinkansen line built between Tokyo Station and Shinagawa Station. Part of the issue is we need to set up the, it's right here. Wait, is it here or is it? Yes, it's here. We need to set up the maintenance facility, which is in this space right here. So let's do a switch. There. Let me just go back to the gameplay. I didn't have, here, let me actually copy this. Damn it, that's going to suck. Copy, paste. There. So now you should have me back. Yeah, there we go. I didn't have the audio input capture. What an idiot. So, anyway, a lot of the country of Japan is not that far from the sea. So if you're near a major city that's can act as a seaport, the ship can bring the intermodal traffic there, and then you can put it on trucks to deliver locally. Whereas in the United States, stuff comes in from overseas and it goes to the West Coast or East Coast. I mean, some of it comes to the Gulf Coast, Texas, New Orleans, wherever. And then it goes on to trains, and then it goes on to trucks for final, the last mile, air quotes, delivery. Let's see here. So what are we going to do? We want to build the Oi Railway Yard. I just want to make sure we get this in the right place. Oh, I think I'm in the right place. All right, cool. So let's switch this back over to gameplay. Boom. And we're in the right place. Medic, how you doing this evening? Appreciate you being here. Tracks. Depot. Blop. And see, this is, I'm gonna have to mention this to them. Okay, we're going over 800 meters. So there's nothing else out here. I might as well just build it this big. Well, wait a minute. Let me rethink that. Let's do it down about 500 meters. We'll save about $4 million. I mean, this doesn't have to be this long. This minimum of 200 meters long and a maximum of 800 meters. So we'll just build that down. So 200 meters is about there-ish. There you go. There's 200. So we'll go like 400. Oh, there's 353 meters. Oh, okay. I didn't see this over here. That's awesome because I can't see the numbers. The numbers are underneath here. All right, let's go. How long would the train be? 400 meters, 350 meters. So 350. Sure, that's good. Beauty. All right, so there's our depot. Now we just want to get the route right. That's going to run this way, and it's going to run up here. And that's going to cut over here and join in here-ish. Yeah. All right. So let's take a quick look. I'm going to look at the satellite because God's going to buy you a satellite, according to the Hooters. And yeah, all right, so it runs up the east side of this kind of highway thing here. Nope, don't we need that? We need this. And yeah, I see where it goes. All right, so we're going to run it at ground level to start with, because why waste the money? Up to here-ish, and then it jumps up onto Viaduct. Toot, toot, toot. There. Okay, we run past this park here, and I think we shift over. We shift over. We get no. We actually go. We stay east of the road. Go this way, and now we're getting close to where we make a move here. All right, so where that road takes a 90-degree left bend, there's 2 streets before it. Road takes a 90-degree left bend, there's 2 streets before it. All right, we're going to shorten this a little bit here. Back that up a little bit. So that's about the right place, I think. Yeah, and then it makes an S-bend across and over under the highway and the monorail. So there's the highway here. Here's the road. Here's the monorail. So it kind of makes a little S-bend over through here. Oh, you may actually hear the Unica Vision too. That's on and working today. So it's kind of cool. Uh-oh. Rut-row. Rastro. This is a sticky wicket. What do we do here? With Viaduct, you can't do multi-level, which is a little bit goofy because you can do all kinds of multi-level underground. Damn. I have an option here. This just sucks. All right, so we'll just hit escape and bounce that back, and then we'll drop this sucker underground. I know it's not realistic, but whatever. Now, come out from underground. Let's actually run the underground for a minute. It looks like it cuts by this edge of this park, so maybe I can just switch this line like this, do a little of that. Let's take a look at the, not that, let's take a look at the satellite. And yes, it cuts by the park, or the school, cuts up over by the corner, over here. So now we're going to kick it back up to Viaduct. Kind of runs across this area. And then, okay, Shibuya Elementary School. This should be an easy point of reference. It goes south of that, so it goes along the edge of the waterfront and then curves up and then drops in. Okay, cool. Good show. So let's get that hooked up. That'll go this way. Ah, there it is. All right, so here's our reference area. This little point right here. So we're going to cut over, cut on that, and then we'll connect in. Probably right, well, maybe right here. That'd be a good place to connect in, though. Oh, you know what? That's stupid. Why did I do this? I actually built this as the depot for the Shinkansen. I already kind of handled this. So we wouldn't have to fart around with this. So you know what? Control Z, Control Z. Don't do that. Control escape. We put this on. All right. Ski it. I'm taking it down. I'll fart around with that next time. Yeah, we just saved, millions of dollars. So we can put that towards the more important aspect of actually running the trains. Because God knows, I don't know what the trains are going to cost. Let's see what a 700 Shinkansen is going to cost us. Well, we could run earlier models. An E3 would be cool. All right, but that's only 3 units. Now here's the problem. If we run a big train, how many cars is that? 10 units. It's $22 million. We're in a 16 unit. It should go to 16. 14. 15, 16. Yeah. So there's a full length. $35 million. Yep. Okay. Okay. So let me get that squared away. All right, very good. What do I have prices at? That's a good question. Most of my lines are at $1 base price and 50 cents per kilometer. The Chuo Rapid line and the it's a little higher. It's $5 base and 50 cents per kilometer. And then the Ueno-Tokyo line is $10 base plus 50 cents per kilometer. So I think everything else is basically $1. Oh, the Chuo line's $5. Wait, what? That shouldn't be. I'm gonna bump that down to $2. Everything else is $1 base plus 50 cents. The monorail, okay, yeah, I got $2 on that. That one's a little fancier. On my line, yeah. Even the private lines, I have it at $1 base. Tokyo Ueno line, I may up that to like $20 because I think that'd be a fair price. But since I'm charging per kilometer, it's 72 kilometers, so you're looking at, that's 72 kilometers round trip. So it's 36 kilometers. So it's 18, so it's $28 base to go from Yokohama to Tokyo Station if you take the full route. $28, I think it's a pretty fair price to go that distance. And I mean, it's a limited express. I mean, it's express service. You only got 5 stops along the way. You stop at Tokyo Station, you go Shimbashi, Shinagawa, Kawasaki, and you're there. 5. There's 5 stops. So I really like this, though. I think it's really cool. Yeah, it looks cool. You've got all the lines that you interchange with here and the colors. I think that just looks super cool. And then you can visually see what interchanges with what where. So all along the way, you've got every stop is Keihin-Tohokyu line. So if you want to go the cheap way, but it take forever, it's Keihin-Tohokyu line. Well, we got to take a little bit of price off of this because it starts at Ueno and it stops at Akihabara, Kanda, Tokyo. So that's maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Let's see. Okay, Kanda. Okay, so 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Okay, so maybe 8 to 10 minutes off of that each way. So let's say it's an hour and 40 minutes round trip. So that means it's a little over an hour one way. And if we take off 1, 2, 3 and a half, 5, maybe 6 kilometers, you're going a long way at 45 kilometers, 40 kilometers. You know, so you're paying $20 for that. Plus, so you're paying about $21 to make the trip from Tokyo to Yokohama on the Keihin-Tohokyu line, and it takes twice as long. And that's the idea of having the express line, which takes half the time. So Keihin-Tohokyu, yeah, takes almost an hour, and the Ueno-Tokyo line takes roughly half an hour to get you there. Now, the trick is going to be to build the Shinkansen, which will then get you from Tokyo to Yokohama with 1 stop in Shinagawa, and it should get you there really quick. So let's go back and look at the train prices again. So a full-length E3 Shinkansen, that's not even full length. 14 would be full length. It's 35 million. E1 runs in the north. E2 runs in the north. E7 runs elsewhere in Japan. E6 and E5 run in the north. E4 run in the north. E3 runs in the north. If there's an E in front of it, it's a Japan Rail East. E7 runs north. But where did we see the... Well, oh, I'm looking at E3. I need to be looking at... Here we go. Here's where I should be looking. The 100 Shinkansen. N700 runs to the south. The 100 is the oldest, then the 200, then the 300. This is the one I was looking for. This came out when I was over in Japan. Super cool train. Oh, shit. They let you go to 18 units on it? Wow, that's $50 million. And it holds 1,600 people. Now, if you get the 500 Shinkansen, which looks like a snake, super cool looking train. This goes to 16 units. Hopefully it stops there. Nope. Should stop at 16, so we'll stop it at 14. That's a $42 million train. The 700 Shinkansen is the early 700 series. That's a $45 million train. Oh, your speeds. Okay, so there's 285 kilometers an hour. The 500 will do 285. The 300, yeah, does 270. You drop down the 100 down to 230. The 200's 275. The 200s were quick. And then you can go to the N700, which is kind of the most recent model. And you can see how it has these lines on it. It makes it. They have the duckbill platypus look to them. They're 300 kilometers an hour. That's hauling the mail. That's 180 miles an hour. So let's make that a 14-car train. And that'll be $48 million. Ching. So, with you running out of money, do you know how to work the loan system? If you're still there. Hopefully you're still there, because I want to be able to help you out here. If you guys are new to the game, so we've been looking at this, and I've had this on the screen forever. When you go to company and accounting and info, you can do your loans. Here's the trick. You start with an initial loan of $1 billion, okay? What you do is you go to loan 2 of 3, and you put in 3,000, so 3,000. That's a $3 billion loan. And you run the number of months out or years out to 10 years. That'll drop you down to a 4.50 APR, okay? So you get the $3 billion loan. Then you go back and you pay off the $1 billion loan. And then you have $2 billion or a little under $2 billion. But the APR is a lot better than you start with initially, so your payments are a lot less. All right? So then you've doubled the money to start with, and then you can go over here and you can get a second loan. So I'm on $6 billion worth of loans right now. But I'm paying $33 million worth of interest. All right? So that's kind of the deal here. That's going to eat a big chunk, but like 2 days of operating, 3 days of operating will cover that interest payment for me. Now that I'm making the money I'm making, because if I go to accounting, all right, you understand how to do the impacts demand factor? You can go like 40%. I don't know. You get more people in, but this all just changed. It defaulted. I mean, it changed when they did the patch yesterday or today. All right, so go into loans. You have your first loan at $1 billion. Go to loan 2, take out $3 billion, which will be a 3 and then 3 zeros. Okay, and then go up to 10 years, so you get the 4.5% APR. Get that loan. Go back to the first loan, pay that off. Then you got double your money to begin to work with. And if you need a second loan, go get a second loan. Same way, $4 billion or $3 billion, 10 years, boom, boom. So I mean, I got $263 million. But if you look at like what the company's worth overall, and look at Shinjuku Station's worth $1.2 million. Excuse me. Hamamatsucho Station is only worth $567. It ain't doing a whole lot. Well, now we've done the tutorial. You don't have to watch it again. I mean, it's great, but appreciate it. So that's how you do it. Now let's look at our accounting. So far today, all right. Now we got to keep in mind. See how the clock here is UTC -0. The accounting time runs at Greenwich Mean Time, UTC. So it is behind Tokyo time. So Because Tokyo is like 9 hours ahead. See, it's plus 09 up here. So we're showing it's 2:25 in the morning, whereas it's 5:25 p.m. UTC time. So this has to get to midnight before you have a full day's accounting. So let's jump back to Wednesday. We made $20 million on Wednesday for fares. Now I spent a whole bunch of money because that was the Keihin line, but we're interested in fares. So this is the first full day of Keihin line operation. We still have almost 7 hours to go, and we're already at $15 million. So this should go up pretty quickly as we run through. But what I want to do is actually get into building something. And I've been sitting here yakking away with you guys for a while because I want to make sure you understand what I'm doing. So we do have the Shinkansen depot built. I forgot about that. This is the Shinagawa rail yard. It's all commuter trains, express trains. But you know, we were going to build the Shinkansen depot over there. Why do that when we've already got it built? I forgot that I had done that. All right. So what we need to do is extend this track because there's the station right there. And here's how this is working. See, here's the end of the station. See how it's in close proximity to the rest of the platforms? That's how we got the station to stretch out like that. Because if I did it separate and cut it short over here, it wouldn't have connected. So you got to be a little bit creative on how you do this. Like I said, in some places, you may need to run an underground platform to tie everything together. Like we did in Kawasaki down here, where we have the Keihin line, and it's got its own station in real life right here. But that would create two catchments. It would it would have a, see how it's the one circle here? It would divide it like this, and it would be divided this way, and then we'd have half the people would be over here on the Japan Rail line, and half would be over here on the Keihin line. Well, I want everybody together, so they can walk between the two stations with this little underground segment here, and it's all considered Kawasaki Station. So we game the system a little bit, but I think that also works better for the game mechanics because, in all honesty, I don't know if people would ride Japan. In fact, we know they won't because I tried it. Would ride Japan Rail to here, get off and walk over to this station here to catch the train to Haneda Airport. Okay, so let's go over here to Shin Yokohama. This may be the easier way to do this. And it's going to be viaduct the whole way, which kind of sucks. It's not till you really get out in the sticks that the Shinkansen runs at grade level. And it really doesn't much, but here's the line. You can see it shooting in here. Okay, so here's Tokaido Shinkansen. Here's a curve. Here's another curve, and then we're heading into Shin Yokohama over here-ish. Baseball stadiums. This looks familiar. Where are you? Hello? 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 Oh, nope. We're still going. We're still going. There, and I think this maybe Shin Yokohama? No, still going. Yokohama Post Office. Nope, it's down here. There's a stadium. Oh, crap. No, I think we did miss it. Where did you go? Where are you? I don't see a stadium here. So let's scroll back up this way. I think we went across the river. Where the hell is Keio University campus? What the hell did I just miss? Did I go too far? There's Kawasaki. Okay, so it's got to be down here. Keikyu. Okay. Here is the Yokohama line, which there's Shin Yokohama right here. Boom. Got it. Cool. All right, we'll get to pull up over here, and then we'll see what all. See, we got the Tokaido Sanyo Shinkansen and the Yokohama line, which we already have built two here to this station. The blue line is a local subway line within Yokohama. So that has that covered. All right. Shinohara Castle remains. I've never been to Yokohama. That might be worth checking out. Inari Shrine, all that good stuff. All right, so here you see that the line runs pretty straight. There's a little dip. You can't see it because I didn't turn it on for you to see. Damn it, Beavis. Let's turn it on so you can see. Now, let's turn on internet, and then we switch over to this. All right, so here's Shin Yokohama. Here's the Yokohama line coming in. Here's the blue line running underneath. And see, we'll be able to connect all that together by just running an underground station from here to here. Or just under here. We'll be part of the whole complex. So that works out. The line is almost straight until we get up here. And it makes a bend. Nope. I think it keeps going straight. It's going very straight, which is good for high speed. And I mean, it's making a beeline to get up here almost to, yeah, it joins in with the Ueno-Tokyo line. And then it cuts the curve, crosses the river. And it comes in, oh, it doesn't, no, the Ueno-Tokyo line's way over here. This is a different line that comes in this way. Shonan Shinjuku line. There you go. All right, so let's see what we can do as far as building. Wait a minute. Am I seeing this right? Is that a station? Oh, it's Shin Yokohama. All right, we're back to where we should be. Okay. So we're going to keep this here. We see there's a little kink right here. This line should be pretty visible in the game where we want to build it. And boom. All right, so we run straight through here. We're going to go tracks plus viaduct. And I got 2 platforms here. We'll run straight off of this one. And then we'll, because it's 2 tracks the whole way. All right, let's see here. Oops, don't do that. All right, see this little maze here? That's going to be another driving school. Okay, so kick it back over here. All right, we've gotten to this highway. Yeah, that's the Kikuna Driving School. So we go by the Kikuna Driving School, and we just keep going straight. Oh wait, and then it goes underground up here at another cramming school. There are tons of cramming schools. It goes underground. Right, there's some curved tracks. And it goes Okurayama, Tohoku. So let's continue. Up to there. All right, so there's some curved lines up here. That's about where it ducks underground. So we're going to just keep shooting straight up here, and I think this is about where it ducks under. Across a major road. Tokyo line, that goes through here. And then it goes underground. All right, let me see if there's a point of reference here. It looks like there is. And point of reference is this thing right here. Okay. So there's road intersection. There's Mamedo. Okay, so there's a major road intersection. That is what we're looking at. Mamedo, and then there's this, whatever this is, right here. So let me see if I can match that up here on the map. Yeah, I think that's more or less correct. So then we're going up, right up by this curving road, up here. I think that's the curving road. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because there's the bigger road. This is the wait, what is this? Tsunashima Kaido. So we go underground before we get to the Tsunashima Kaida. And there's some park up here as well. That looks like the park. Nope, don't do that. All right. Yeah, there's a bunch of little private streets, and then the rail line, which is coming up right over here, curves right here. So there's a station right here. Okay, that's the road I'm looking for. This road right here. We're going to get over that, and then we dive underground. Got it. All right, so we are going to continue the viaduct a little bit longer. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and go for tunnel. And we'll just dive it underground. That'll work. We don't have to be perfect about this. I'm trying to be a little bit too perfect, I think. Okay, so it runs underground on a straight line, and it pops back up Kayamura Dormitory. It's running underneath people's homes here. I can't imagine. You bet your home vibrates and shakes when the train runs underneath it like that. Okay, so there's the tunnel length. And so we're in tunnel mode, and we're going to go kind of like this. And then to right about there, I think. All right, so Morocco Tumula. Okay, so there's a big park coming up. Oh, that's east. Is that? I think I'm at the wrong angle here. Yeah, shoot. Let me see here. Where did we miss a bend? I think right back here we may have missed a bend. I think maybe it bends this direction and then dives under here. All right, let's see. So, did I miss, again, did I miss? It may have made a slight bend back here, but okay, here's what I want to do. Let's go up to the Tsurumi River. That's going to be up here. Here's the Tsurumi River. Where do we cross it? Okay, so here is, okay, We cross it between a couple of highway bridges, and that would be these two. So we're off course just a little bit, not by much. Let's see. We cross it just in here. I bet that's it right there. But that's the path. Okay, so let's build this like this. And then we'll move this over against the road because it's what it's going to do. It's going to be right over against the road, I think. And that seems a little more reasonable. Yeah, that seems like where we ought to be. Okay. So that means this end comes down here like this. And then I think this park area, we're underground. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so from here, nope, wait. Do this. We're going to click on this and hit delete. Hit delete. So we're going to go back here and go to underground, and we're going to run this tunnel under here. And then we're going to bring it back up to Viaduct here. And we cross this curving road, I think. Shoot right down through that gap there. That's where we ought to be. Okay, very good. Delete. Delete. And this about here looks like about where's... I don't know if it passes that close to that driving school. We're a little... Yeah, there's a... Oh, no, it does. It actually bends right past the driving school. And it flies over the Tokyo Toyoko line. Easy for me to say. All right, so here, let's bend it like Beckham. There, that'll do. If not, we'll just actually do that, do that, do that. And I'm a little happier with that setup. Yeah. I think that's better. Okay, cool. So now we run the hell up here. We're at $31 million. Now we're making a beeline. We're shooting straight up through here. Now, I think hereabouts where we may be making a curve. So we're getting up to some park space and baseball diamonds. I don't know if we're going to shoot straight through that or not. So let's zoom out. Okay, we went under there. We've crossed the Tsurumi River. There's the parks. Oh, or maybe we just go underneath it. I think that's what happens. Indeed, it does. So we have yet another tunnel that goes underneath this park, and there's a football stadium. No, literally, it's not soccer. It's American football. I can see yard markings on the field. Okay, so and then the Shinkansen comes out. Okay, so it ducks underneath this park. This park's apparently on like a hillside. All right, so this, we run this up to about here. And then we duck underground again. So then we go tunnel. Pew. And we pop out here. I don't know if we're that close to the baseball diamond or not. All right, we got to establish the next section past here. So there's tennis courts. We just missed the edge of the football field, which is this. This is the football field. All right, so I think we're just slightly off course here. So we go there. We go under the east edge. We shoot actually between the tennis courts and the baseball stadium, which then puts us back over on this side of that street. And then I think we pop up out of the ground right there. Actually, yep, we do. But we pop up right before this road. This little road right here. Move that. Now, click on this. And we go. Continue rocketing. And wait, what? Nope, we got another tunnel coming up. Damn it. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. Glad they made that easy to find. All right, so this here, we run our course this way. And then we switch to, wait, why are we in tunnel mode? We're supposed to be in, okay, we click on this. So here's something you can do. If you're in one mode, right, and something goes janky like it did here, like I'm in tunnel mode and I shouldn't be. This should be all viaduct. This should be tunnel. So what we do is, you see what I just did there, is I clicked on the last section, or you can click on a section and change it to wherever you want it to be. Okay. So what I got to do actually is back this up. Okay, because it gets real, yeah, short there. Now we're back. Now we're on viaduct, and now we're diving back into the tunnel. So let me align this a little bit better. Say over here, and now we're going to go tunnel. Hit the plus sign. No, crap. There's the problem. All right, doofus. There's where I screwed up. Okay. And so, see, it took the last segment here. So I'm going to go back to this, click on this, and click on viaduct. Now it's there. You guys switch first to append tracks, and then you switch your track type. Otherwise, it will change the last piece of track to whatever you were dinking around with. So we're going back to tunnel. Now we're good to go. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see where this tunnel leads us. We shoot under Keio University Yagami campus field, and that's all it is. Very short tunnel. So we'll use the tunnel, get us here, and then we're coming back out. So then we switch back to viaduct, and now we're on our way. It's not even that far. That's okay. I think the smallest length of track you can do, says I equals 24. Shortest length of track you can do, I think, is 10 meters. Okay, now, where do we go? We're still, now we do a little bit of a bend off to the east as we're coming up and crossing over these roads. So I think this is kind of it right across here. Kind of like this. And then we're going to dink around with this a little bit here and straighten it out. So straighten that. Straighten that. Okay, there's our little bit of a bend. And yeah, I think that's okay. There's not a whole lot of reference points here. Yikes. All right, so we're crossing like a stream, which is this little irrigation canal, and then, oh, all right, so we cross it. Actually, yeah, I cut the path too sharp. Way too sharp. Holy crap. Okay, it actually goes over here. This. So this tunnel is actually going this way. That's a little better. Straighten it out a little bit. All right, so then it cuts across, because here's the irrigation canal I was looking at, and here's the curved street. So then we start the bend, and I think it goes this way. Or it may go this way. Let's look. Nope, it goes this way. We're going to stick right along the edge of this industrial line area here. This little light gray area. That's what I'm looking at. All right, and then we across here. Cuts north of whatever this is. It's a school. Nope. It is Kawasaki Shiritsu Kariyado Shogako. Sounds to me like that. Oh, wait a minute. There's a big swimming facility there, too. That's interesting. It looks like some kind of big show place. It almost sounds like it's like a big dojo or something. No, it's a school, because there's a playground. Okay, I can see the playground. All right. So then we shoot along there, and then we bend back to the left a little bit. And so we're going to pass this area. I don't know if we pass it that close. There's S curve. Yeah, okay. Yep. That's about where we intersect that. We intersect right over that, just to the left of that road. So let's just move over a little bit. Kind of like that, kind of like that. Yep. Kind of there-ish. And I think it curves up then this way. And then I think the right-of-way goes up here. That looks like a good routing. Now we're coming up to some more rail lines, and this is where we join in the Shonan Shinjuku line. Okay, very good. That's good to know. And that is coming up through here. So we're going to go back here. There we go. That looks good. Now we're just going to start. I think it's going to get a little easier here. We're going to go here. Cut this a little bit this way, a little bit this way. I think there's a station right here. Let me check that, because we're going to want to create that station. We run straight, and sure enough, and the game doesn't allow you to bend stations. No, I don't know. I'm put in with the devs. They need to do that. This is the Yokosuka line. And there is a station right here. Oh, and then the Nambu Line comes underneath here too. Does it? I wonder if it has a station here. All right, so let me hit this. What is the name of this station? Let me flip this on so you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, so this is the station now. So see, we've made this curve. Here. And now we're heading up here, and then there's the station. So I need is something to click on to tell me what this station is. This is Yokosuka. Oh, there it is. JR Musashi Kosugi Station. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? That looks like it may be an old platform. It's not the new station. This is a newer station. Something seems wrong here. Yokosuka Line. Because this should... Musashi Kosugi Station. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Transit station building, okay. So at this curve here, then we're going to need to drop in a station. We'll do a viaduct, so it'll be narrower. Issue being it's not straight. Do 350 meters and leave that there. Okay, now the Nambu Line. Whoa, what the hell just happened? Oh, there's Musashi Kosugi Station. That's actually over here. And that doesn't say... All right, do I have the Nambu Line pulled up at the top here? There's Nambu Line. Okay, let's take a look at the stations here. Musashi Kosugi. There we go. And this is where it interchanges with the Yokosuka Line, Shonan Shinjuku Line, Toyoko Line, and the Tokyo Meguro Line. So Tokyo is a private company. This is Musashi Kosugi. And that is not far out of Kawasaki. So we got a long way to go because we got to get to Fuchikomachi Station. That's the last station we've built so far. We've got a long way to go from here to here. But connecting those two together will then do good things for us. So the Nambu Line has a tie-in here. Okay, and see, this is how this works. And they do this stuff in Japan. See the Nambu Line? Here's the Nambu Line station. Okay, here's the platforms. And then it runs underneath this building. Here's this other line. Okay, you see all the loops here for taxis and stuff to get around the station. Right? Now, notice there's a walkway. Covered enclosed walkway. It'll be air conditioned and all that good stuff. And it comes over here and then it goes underground, and I guarantee then it ties into this platform over here. All right. So this is all part of one big station complex. To create this, we're going to use the Nambu Line, and we're going to cheat it just a little bit. So we built no, we're not going to do that. There's clearly a station over here. And so we need to build at least, like one, we'll do like 350 meters. We'll shorten it. Excuse me. Now notice, see how it's made a white line here separating the two stations? So we're going to have to finagle this a little bit. Now the Nambu Line station is here. So what we want to do is get that to connect. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do this at ground level. Because it's at ground. Oh, wait, no, it's not there. It's here. This is it right here. So we'll do here to here. And it's 350 meters. Boom. And now look, it's all one big station. Ta-da! That is how you do that. Okay? And it's legit. I mean, the two connect. So we just made one big platform, and then all we need to do is switch over this, and we'll change get rid of the automatic name, and we'll look up, what is this again? Musashi Kosugi Station. Okay, so Musashi Kosugi. I know it sounds silly the way I was talking about it there, but oh, you know what? What do we have? All right, so now we got Musashi Kosugi Station. There we go. So we built the private line will be over here. This is the Nambu Line part, and it'll come around like this. And then this is the line, the Yokosuka line and Tokaido line coming up. So that's how that will work. All right, so let's continue. I mean, that just added a bunch of money for our stations. This one's not going to be too expensive because it's at ground level, so that helped out. The ones on viaducts are going to be a little pricier, so we can do this. Let's go back to tracks. We'll shorten this for now because we're not going to be building this. Hello, click that. Left click, get rid of that. We're going to shorten this up. So we'll just have it there for representation, but we are going to keep the Nambu Line station there. This is just going to save us several $1 million. And then we can shorten this up. Oh, actually, no. We're going to keep this at, we'll do 300 meters. I mean, I could ditch all this stuff. 2 stations. Nah, it's fine. Okay. So now, back to what we're doing. Viaduct on. We are curving the Shinkansen line around this curve right here. Nice and neatly created for us. That's beautiful. We want to get close to our tangent. And there's our tangent. Okay, cool. So now we shoot straight across through here. It's going to go straight across through all this. Straight through over here. And then it's going to keep going straight until we're almost over here. And then I think it'll turn north. There's a corridor, I think, right here where it turns north. I think it'll go right like this. Shoot through here, turn north right at this point, and then it'll make an S curve to get in line with the main. Okay? That's where I think we're at. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to kick this in the ass. I can't go that fast. We're going to start making some money. We've been dealing with all this stuff, foo-fooing around with the build, and we could have been making money the whole time, so we're probably going to need it. And if we can get through a couple of days worth here, then we will have made enough to buy a couple of trains. I only think we're going to need like 2 trains to start with. We're making longer runs here, which is nice because it's less time consuming. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. I'm A-Train. At least I hope so. I'm wearing his underwear. We are playing Nimby Rails. I want to wish you a happy Saturday night, or maybe a Sunday morning where you are. Not sure. But make sure to say hi in chat. We're building the Tokyo Rail system. Right now we're building Tokaido Shinkansen, the bullet train, from Yokohama Station down here. We're connecting it to Shinagawa Station up here, and then it will run on to Tokyo. We've already built that section. So we can see where the right-of-way goes here. Yep, this is looking bueno. I just want to get in here nice and tight so we can have the 2 lines parallel and not be, walking all over neighborhoods and stuff. There's a little kinky kink here. That may not even matter. Get past this highway. It looks like there's maybe a footbridge that goes over top of the tracks. I keep hitting. Let's see. There's nursery. Where am I? Over here yet? I think I'm just about the point where we're going to make the turn. Yeah, pretty close. So there's Daini Keihin. Yeah, that's where we are. That's exactly where I'm looking. All right, let me zoom in on this. Take a sip of water here. No, it's not a bridge underneath. It's underneath. Okay. So, let me left click and drag. And like I was saying, it's going to pretty much parallel. Yep, good. We're going to parallel this roadway here pretty much the whole way in. I mean, there's a... Okay, now this is where it starts to curve. I think we start curving here-ish. Kind of, sorta. Let me check this. I don't know if this is a real gentle. That's a real gentle curve. Tokaido Shinkansen, and then we wind up over here, and then there's like a baseball, soccer stadium, something. Okay, wait, whoops, what the hell did you just do? Doofus, don't click on the wrong thing. Clicked on the wrong thing. Don't do that either. Oh, it's not on the map. Okay, that's cool. Nope, that's not what we need either. That's not what we need either. I need to move. Right click, move. There you go. All right, let's run this down like this. All right, that's where we needed that. Now this, we need to, we're going to click on the end. We're going to hit delete. And now this part, we're going to go back and hit the plus button, and we're going to try to, cool. Much prettier curve. I like it. We're going to click on this button. We're going to back this portion up, set the tangent line or the transition line a little bit better. So transition is, and I'm trying to think, there's a technical term in model railroading we use, but when you have a curve, you don't want to go straight into the curve at the radius of the curve. You transition. Konnichiwa, David-san. O genki desu ka? You don't transition. You have a transition curve. So if you have a straight line, and then you have a curve of, say, 45-inch radius, you don't want to go straight from tangent from straight into 45-degree radius. So you create what's called a transition curve, and that starts as a gentler curve than your finished curve. Notice, see how the curve comes way out here, and then it starts to go into your 45, foot radius, whatever, 45-inch radius. So a little model railroading for you. But we use that on this as well because we want to keep the curves smooth. So they look good, and so the trains go super fast. Okay, so we go this way. We are getting close to civilization. This is good. I'm happy. I'm going to be really happy to get this line hooked up here. Okay, now you see the curve start to come back the other direction, all right? And then it's going to come in here and fly over somewhere, and let's see what we got here. This is where we're going. So with that said, let's start working our way backwards. Damn it, the sound keeps cutting out. Okay, so now here's where the Yamanote line janks off. So we're going to back out. Let me switch your view over so you are looking at what I'm looking at. Boom. And so we're on Tokaido Shinkansen. So see, we're coming in, and then there's a bend and then a straight, and it flies. Oh, I see how it works. Okay. I see. I understand. Okay. And then we're connecting in over here. The Tokaido Shinkansen flies over, as does the Tokaido line. Okay, so we need to kind of fart around with that. Let's go back to gameplay and switch over to this. Nope, don't do that. Right click and drag. Okay, I think we're missing something here. And that would be the Tokaido line, and I think that's going to be off this platform right here. So what I may have to do here is actually delete this connection, because I think I pooched that. Not bad or anything. It's easily correctable. So We're going to hit this, and then we're going to hit delete, and it's going to say delete tracks. Yes, we're going to delete that track. Okay, cool. So now we are on ground track, and we're going to run this down this way, and keep coming this way, and continue this way. Yep, yep, yep. And keep running this way. Now, hold it there for a second. I think we're about the point. Nope, we're not quite to the point. Okay. So now we're going to go this, and we're going to scooch this over a little bit. And that should make us enough room to squeeze this guy in here. Scooch this just a little bit. We're going to drag this down to about here, because here's another one of these wonky things. So if you try to do ground level, you'll get automatic bridges. But if you come across highways at an odd angle like this, that's what happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a tunnel to represent that we're actually taking, the tracks actually go underneath this road here, this high, whatever it is. So we're going to transition into a tunnel. Oh, nope, see, I was selected on it. That's why it screwed it up. So go back and click ground. Now we're going to click the plus, the append. Now we click tunnel. And now it will do what we want it to do. So we're going to run this down here like this. Click. Now we're going to switch back to ground. And then that will come out this way, just like that, and looks swift. Okay, cool. Now we're back on ground tracks. And now we're getting close to where we need to be. All right, so this we're going to keep running down here. Now we're going to switch it to viaduct. So it climbs up. And now it's going to kick over this way, not that much. So transition curve, this is a more serious curve. There, makes it look nice and smooth. Okay. And then this comes this way. Let's see how close it is. If I'm close to what we're looking at here, Tokaido Shinkansen. Okay, this is kind of at an elevated level, but it's going to have to drop down to ground level because it swaps underneath the Shinkansen tracks as we come around past this thing over here. So what it is this will be the Tokaido line, and now we should be underneath. So now we're going to switch back to viaduct, and we're going to make it look kind of quick. And we'll go to there. Sweet. Okay, cool. So now that's our reference point. So now we can bring the Shinkansen up and take it to the house. Take it to the house. We're going to put a little kink in here. There we go, just a little curve. We're going to keep running up this way. Got a little bend this way. I mean, this is viaduct again, so we're elevated above, we're about 4 meters off the streets beneath, 3 to 4 meters. Okay, now coming up this side. Now here's where we get technical. We gotta make sure we drag past this part. That way it doesn't join up and dink us up. All right, so now we're gonna drop back a little bit because we need a transition curve here. Because we want to cut this way, right? So we're going to start with a little bit of a curve, and then we're going to cut into a sharper curve, fly over. Keep the curve smooth. There we go. I could actually fix that a little bit. transition curve back the other direction. And damn, the audio is going flaky today. So you can see how it's projecting the path of the curve for us. I'll fly over these guys. We'll go back and straighten this out. I'm putting enough little segments in here to make this pretty. And booyah! We are there. Holy shite! $137 million. Boys and girls, that's a lot of money. Okay, there's that. We'll just smooth this curve out here a little bit. Actually, we could bring this curve out a little more. Bring that out. Want a little bit of distance here. Okay, there, do there, there. Maybe there a little bit. Now, okay. This one will kind of flatten out just a little bit here. Then that's transitioning over there, so that's fine. And we'll bring this in here. Got that. All right, let's swing this back out just a little bit over here. The Shinkansen is going to have the widest radius curves because of the high speeds. Although I think at this point, they're down below, they're down probably to about 60 miles an hour in this section. I would imagine. Bring that out there, bring this out here a little bit. All right, that looks pretty slick. And that connects us into Shinagawa and thus into Tokyo Station. And we will finally be connected to Yokohama. Whew, to Shin Yokohama. Build all blueprints, click, and boom. Done. $153 million. That's 5 o'clock in the morning. So, now what do? We set up the line. Now, the one thing I didn't do, I could do, but I'm not going to do yet. We'll do this because we still have to run the Tokaido line tracks. That's this set of tracks. Actually, no, that's the E2 Shinkansen. We got to run this set of tracks because this is the connector to Ueno. We got to run that up. And see, yeah, he's on that track right there. So we got to connect these two sets of tracks back together, and then they run up here. And they go through Kanto Station, and then they go past Akihabara Station, and then they go up here to Ueno Station, to these two platforms. But, actually, it's not those two platforms. It's this platform. These two platforms are the Shinkansen platforms up here. They're underground. There's like 3 levels to Ueno Station. So, we'll hook up these two guys, and then run them down, and they are underground all the way down to here. They pop out of the ground right about here. Just under Akihabara Station. Actually, no. They come underneath here and they pop out of the ground right here-ish. And then they cross over the Kanto River and then they're elevated. And then the connector for the Tokyo Ueno line actually elevates up and then goes over top of it. Goes over top of the Shinkansen for a minute. And then it drops back down to, and that's how they reconnected it, because they originally, that line was already there and they cut it to build the Shinkansen line because you got buildings on both sides of the road. So you only had room for one set of tracks right through here by Kanto Station, right? And so the original tracks for the commuter lines, they cut. And so they did like a 40 billion yen project, and they built the connector, which is, it runs along here and it starts elevating, and then it curves over the Shinkansen lines, and then it starts dropping back down up here, and then it goes, so this is Akihabara Station. It runs underneath the Chuo line. The Chuo line crosses here left to right with the yellow trains. All right, so that's how that all works. But now we can hook up the Shinkansen line. So to do that, we're going to have to do a couple things because we need to be involved with the depot here too. Oh, and for the record, David, you're here in Texas. When it's night like this, it's konbanwa. 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 Konnichiwa is good afternoon. That applies between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's considered afternoon in Japan. So for like good morning is Ohayo gozaimasu. Okay. And then good afternoon, which is 11A to 6P, is konnichiwa. And good evening is konbanwa. There you go. There's your lesson in Japanese language. They have times of the day. You say good morning, you say good afternoon, or you say good evening. Now, I don't... Good night. That's one... Damn, it's been 30 years, and I still don't have that part figured out. I'd have to look that up. Okay, so to set up the line, we're going to click on this. And we are going to do the Tokaido Shinkansen. So that's going to be this here. And this is going to be JR West. Base ticket price. What do you guys think? Should we do like just a flat fee or say like $100? And then the price per kilometer, charge an additional price per kilometer, like 50 cents per kilometer. It's going to be dark, it's going to be blue, solid blue. That. Yeah. And we're going to copy that color, so we have that. Now, we're going to start at, oh, we have options on where to start on this as well, because I did model all the platforms. Japan Rail East is this right here. These are their bullet train platforms. There's only 4 of them. Japan Rail West has 6. So that's these over here. And this is exactly how they're oriented. These are parallel. This one's parallel. And then these two are kind of angled off like this. So it doesn't matter. I mean, we're going to add stops. And for this one, you know what? We'll start it Y. Then we're going to go to Shinagawa, which is down here. And we'll go to N. And then we road trip. And we come into Shin Yokohama. You know what? Let's do a little build here real quick. Yeah, sure, that looks good. That looks pretty good. And maybe make a minor tweak there. Okay, cool. Build that. That's a $2 million build. Thank you. Please drive through. Go back to lines, and then we're going to have this guy stop here and turn around and go back. I know that doesn't seem like much, but for now, considering how much people are paying to make the run from Tokyo to, and that's it. That's the line. Boom. Okay, so now we got to do the calculator stuff. This is new. Purchase new trains for this line being here. That's new. And the timing calculator, schedule at least one train to this line. Minimum interval bulk. Okay, so 64 kilometers, 40 minutes, 0 trains. Bulk stop time is we're going to do 2 minutes. Actually, no, we're going to do 5 minutes per station. Okay, no, we're going to do 10 minutes per station, I think. Now, what I figured out, see, I set this. See how it set this, the minimum times right here? Shinagawa Station, if I click on this, I can change this to 2 minutes. See? So you can change it for individual stations. All right, so that works out pretty good. So now, it says it's 24 minutes. That means it's 12 minutes round trip. Okay. I'm going to set that minimum interval time. We'll turn this off for a minute. Let's go to trains. What trains do we want to run? We want to run the N700s because that's what they currently run. Do we run a 500? Here, hang on. A 16-unit 700, and I just assume you run the full-length train. It's only 1,500 people. We're filling up the trains between Tokyo and Ueno. Okay? So, I mean, on the Ueno line between Tokyo and Yokosuka, the two trains, they're running pretty full. That's why they're making so much money. We could do a 300. It's going to be a little slower. So this one's at 300 kilometers an hour. And the maintenance cost is kind of high. I like the 500. And we can run different trains. We don't have to run the same trains. But this saves us $6 million. It's only 15 kilometers slower. So it's still going to run 165. Let's see. What's the math on that? About 167 miles an hour as opposed to 180 miles an hour. So let's bias. Now the 300 is only 270 miles an hour. Wait, the 500's 285. Let's do a 300. Oh, it's 45 million. That's more expensive. It's only 1,410. Okay, 1,410 packs, as opposed to 1,526, as opposed to 1,550. All right, we're gonna do 500. We're gonna do Nozomi service. That's what the service. Well, it used to be called. The 500s have been retired from Nozomi service. Now it's something else. But you had like Kodama service. You have Nozomi service. You have several different services. All right, base color, paste. Whoa, that looks slick. Now, decal color, I don't think we have a decal color. Because if we did a decal color, what I would do is gray. We can do it that way. Oh, that's awesome. Let's lighten it up a little bit though. This looks just like the real train. There's a little more blue. The blue was just a stripe, but dang, that looks smooth. Oh, I like that. Oh, that looks awesome. Purchase. All right. This is a 500 Nozomi. And we're going to do this as JR West 001. I don't think we're going to have 100 Shinkansen. So I think we can get away with 01. All right. So now, here's what we need to do. We click on, so for this schedule thing, first thing is it sets a default goofy thing in there. Click on toggle new slots. We're going to shut this thing down at 1 o'clock in the morning. Actually, we're going to shut, yeah, no, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be hinky, but okay. Now, we're set at 1 o'clock, and then we're going to set a, we'll drop it in here. We'll change it in a minute. Now, we'll go turn this back off, right? Now, we can edit this time two different ways. So we click on the slot, we can change the time manually right here, okay? Or we can click here and raise it and lower it, all right? It's got to go from Shinagawa to Tokyo Station. That's non-stop. I'm going to have it depart at 4:48. That should give it, and it shouldn't take 2 minutes to get there. It may only take 1 minute, okay? So then it'll have 10 minutes in station, and its departure time will be 0500. Right? Does that make sense? Now, here we're going to click, and this is going to be when we're in the depot. We're going to store in depot, pick a depot, click, and we're going to click this depot right here. Boom. So that's the guy we want. So now it's store in depot. So here we want to copy this box all the way across here. So we're going to copy the selected slot. We're going to paste in all days. Now that's all across there. This we're going to get rid of. And now we've got this. All right, so now we're divided up here. But these guys have no floor, so we're going to set a floor now. This moved. Oh, no, it didn't. We're giving it 1 minute. Okay, so we clicked on that slot. Now we're going to run a line, and we're going to pick, and we're going to scroll down to Tokaido Shinkansen. Now, see how that's set there? So now we're going to click here again. It doesn't matter if we click here or click here. But now we've lit up Monday. We're going to go down here and copy all Monday slots like that. And we're going to come over here and click delete all slots. Now we're going to paste slots in every day. And then it puts this one hinky thing in here. So we're going to click on that. We're going to delete that slot. Boom, schedule set. And that's how you set the schedule for your trains. You can go back and edit it. You can copy this, copy the week and apply it to other trains. Whatever you want to do. All right. But that's how it works. Okay? Any questions? So now we've got the schedule set. We're going to finish up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure. We'll have to watch the train to see how that actually works out, because I kind of want to have it, you know, shut down just as it's arriving in the Tokyo Station to end the run. Now, oh, it's running already. Yay. All right. So you can see it here. And there it is. Zoom. It's only got 6 packs. Holy crap. But it just started its service. So, and it's only 5 o'clock in the morning. So that's okay. All right. But now it's telling us where it's at. It's 250 kilometers an hour. And now it's back. And it's 5:40 and it's already back in. All right. So there's our first bullet train. Hooray. Hooray. Okay. So now it's doing its 10-minute wait time. Now it's got 10 packs. Ooh, that's not very many. Now it's got 15. So let's do this. Let's watch it. Now it's in. Now we're going to. Yeah, see, it has to seriously slow down for these curves. All right. And I think the packs number will pick up as we get a little later. Yeah, see, as we're getting a little later in the day. And we may have it too expensive. So we're done with this part. We can go with this. Now, let's click on this. Here is our train. We're going to put it over here. We're going to pull back so we don't make you sick. And we'll just watch it. It's that blue one. We're going to actually watch the whole length of the line here. So now it's stopped in Shinagawa. Boink, boink. And now it's in Yokohama. So people aren't terribly happy. I mean, it's not like they're having to wait long. So maybe we need to adjust the price. So let's adjust the base ticket price down to, say, $50. And then, oh, we need to fix this. So we need to hit the timing calculator. Minimum speed, we're going to do 100 miles an hour, 100 kilometers an hour. 100. Okay. I want maximum speed there. Adapt to dynamic traffic. Okay, that's fine. Okay. We're not going to click this. We're going to lock this up. Okay, that way we don't accidentally change the stuff. Because see, if we hit this, it doesn't change. Okay. Now we got more packs riding. That's good. All right. So that did us a little bit better. People may not... Ooh, 323 packs for Tokyo Station. Sweet. They may not like the 10-minute turn time, which maybe... I mean, that just may not be smart. So let's change that. So let's go unlock the stop times. Sorry, I had to adjust my headset there. Mem stop bulk times edit. Now can I... Aha! That's good. I'm going to click on Shinagawa. 2 minutes is fine there. Tokyo, we're going to change to 0.5. Boom. And then that means we need to change the line. We need to change the train time. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to change this now to 04:54. So that means it takes a minute to get to Tokyo, and then 5 minutes, and then the departure's at 0500, right? So now to correct this for the rest of the days, we click here. So that selects the day. We're going to copy that day. We're going to delete all slots. We're going to paste slots in every day. And then this one comes up here. We're going to click on it and delete the slot. And now our schedule's updated. All right. Sound good? Cool. Now we have 500 packs. That's cool. That's a lot better than 20. Let's see, we 116. See, and then the people are they're transferring between lines. I imagine if we dropped it down to if we drop the price even further, you know, we get more riders. But I also don't want to undervalue the service. So they're paying 62 bucks to go from Tokyo to Yokohama with one stop. And it takes them all of like 10 minutes, maybe 12, to get from one end of the line to the other. Otherwise, it would take you an hour if you rode the Ueno-Tokyo line. If you rode this one, again, well, okay, it would take you 30 plus minutes. But this, but the Tokaido Shinkansen only takes 18 minutes. So, I think it's a pretty good deal. Now, over here, we can go ahead and lock these back up again. And so, minimum time interval, 36:15, that's off. It should be... Oh, that's because it's only running one train. If I put a second train on there, that will drop to 18:07. So we're not going to buy a second train right now because we're running the service in freaking 8 minutes. All right, 177 packs. Should we drop the price? What do you guys think? Because we're charging. Wait, let's go back here. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so now we can see everything. All right, so it's 64 kilometers, but that's round trip. So it's only 32 kilometers. So the 50 cents per kilometer means if you're going from Tokyo to Yokohama, that's a $16 surcharge. So you're paying basically, I mean, it's a little less. You're paying about 65 bucks one way. We could drop the price per kilometer, or we could drop the base ticket price and raise the price per kilometer. So if we drop the base ticket price to like 20 bucks or 25 bucks, put the price per kilometer to $1, then we're making about the same amount of money. We're making, say, 25 base ticket plus $1 per kilometer, which is going to be 32. So that's 56 as opposed to making 66. I think that's a better deal. Let's do that. We're going to go with the base, with the price per kilometer. Let's go 25, because then the people who make the long ride, there, I think that balances out. If you're just going Tokyo to Shinagawa, which this is going to be the quickest route, because even the Ueno-Tokyo line stops in Shimbashi. Now look here. Now we're up to 800 packs. Now we're up to 900. Yeah, now we got the pricing right. So there's what you need to consider, because people are going from Tokyo to Shinagawa, and you really 50 bucks to ride that distance. I mean, if you're willing to pay it, fine, but you're an idiot. But now that only costs them, it's 8 kilometers, so it'll cost them 33 bucks, which still seems kind of idiotic. Take the Ueno-Tokyo run, although this would be super comfortable compared. Now we're up to almost 1,000 people, and we got to smile it. Well, we had neutral, but we're almost there. Now everybody's happy. Zoom, we're out of here. Shinagawa, the people are getting down. Cool. All right, these people, 2 minutes, boom, they're happy. Good. Happy people means more money. That's good. That's what we want. Make money, money, make money, money, money. That's awesome. All right. Cool. We got a bullet train running. Hooray and huzzah. Now, northbound. Oh, no. Now, see, if we run the bullet train to the north, these guys, this is the terminal. Japan Rail West, this is the end of the line. You should have to switch to Japan Rail East. Then these guys, this would run north and it'd duck under Ueno Station, and it would curve and go. Actually, I've got it run up this way. See, it's under the tunnel. It's underground, and it comes up right after it passes Nippori Station. And so this is the bullet train line up through here, and then it passes again. And here I had to do some willy foo-foo stuff. Oh no, I really didn't. This is a legit line. It's this station I had to do something hinky. Yeah, I do something hinky because there's a gap. These two tracks run down the middle and they gap this. So there's actually an underground, this EF, there's a little piece of underground station to connect all this crap together. So these are like a couple of private lines, I think. They're not Japan Rail. Anyway, so the Shinkansen will run this way, I think. And then they'll branch off the JR East Shinkansen, and then they'll have a depot over here, I think. I don't think we're going to go all the way up here. Well, it may be right here. I don't know. We'll tie it in there. And the Joban line comes up, and it goes. Something goes this way. You can see something else goes. Something else goes this way and out this way, like that. I think it's this track right here. One of them actually curves this way. There's a reason why there's really sharply curved streets. Okay. So one of them curves in and then I think connects here. This one actually goes up and then goes this way and then cuts out here and goes out this way somewhere, which there's probably a station out here, which would be cool because then we can bring in more people from up in this area. We don't have that market currently tapped. And if we click on the map and click on, that's a lot of people up in that area. So we need to hook up to that. And then Tabata Station, and then these lines go up this way. And then we get up here, and we'll start bringing more and more people in. Super cool. Wait, let me turn that off. But now we're making money, and this is awesome. Money is good. So you guys got any questions here about Nimby Rails? You got any questions about the Tokyo rail system? Love to answer them for you. Let's see if the rain's cleared up in Tokyo here. Let me switch to this. Actually, wait. Let me switch to this first, and then we're gonna. Whoop, nope, not that. We're gonna switch to this. Wait, did I switch to the right thing? That's internet. There. Now you should see the. I think you'll see. And it looks like the rain's kind of cleared up a little bit. There it is. Hooray. Yeah, see? So it's 2 o'clock in Tokyo. 2 p.m. And there is a Shonan Shinjuku Line train, I think. Here's a Yamanote Line train heading out, or northbound, towards Akibukuro. And so he's just pulled out. And this is where they have some sandwich stuff going on too. This first track here, the closest one to us, is the Sobu Line, westbound to Mitaka. Now here's an express line train on the Chuo line. That's Chuo Rapid Line. And so this is one of their cool looking trains that came out of Tokyo Station. In fact, look here, it's a double ender. It's a double header. So it's two trains connected together. This little piece of 3 cars, it will cut off somewhere along the line and head out to somewhere. It may go up the Ome line, or it may go further west and then cut off and go somewhere. But the first track nearest you is the Sobu Line westbound, heading for Mitaka Station. I think that's its terminus. Then you have the Yamanote Line heading north. Then you have the Yamanote Line heading south. Okay, so that's track 3, this one here. Then you have the Sobu Line heading into Shinjuku. Then you have the Chuo Line heading out of Shinjuku up towards Tachikawa, Mitaka and Tachikawa. Then you have a second one, and this track I think serves, see how that's kind of broken up here? There's a crossover that I think they took out. But sometimes you see, mostly I think you see trains going outbound, so that's going right to left on that middle track. Then the next track, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, track 7 over here. That is the Chuo line heading into Shinjuku. And then the last two on the far side are the Shonan Shinjuku line, which is on the Yokosuka line. Here's a Chuo line train, E233, I believe, and that's heading outbound. Oh, look how it's kind of, the color's faded on it. The orange is really faded a little out. And then here is a Sobu line train heading to Mitaka Station. You see the big drop of rain. It rained this morning. And then there's your Unica Vision. So there's a subway that runs under this road. I think it's the Marunochi Subway. And it curves around the corner there and it hooks in with 4 other subway lines and Shinjuku Station. So if we go back to the game, oh, there's a Yamanote line train heading into Shinjuku. So let me switch this. Okay, so here's the gameplay. Let's zoom in on Shinjuku. So where we were looking just now, okay, Unica Vision is right here. That's the Unica Vision building. See there, you can see it on the map where it says Unica Vision. All right, the building we were watching from, I think you're seeing this little alleyway. Yeah, you're seeing this alleyway here. It's like right here or right here on this corner. And it's looking across here. Okay. And so that's what you were seeing all there. Oh, you know what? I kind of need to change this track. It needs to run out here and then connect right in here more or less. So not a big deal, but yeah, I need to change that. So let's see what's passing through. That's a Yamanote line train heading out. And so when I was saying where they were going, so Shinjuku Station and the Chuo line trains, the yellow trains, are heading to Mitaka, which is over here. Okay. This pink trains, those are the fancy ones we saw. That I was pointing out was the express train. Those are the pink trains. The Yamanote line trains were the light green, and see they do a little flyover deal, and they head up here to Akibukuro. The ones with the dark green stripes on the far side, I'm not modeling those yet, but those guys come in over here, and I actually have their stations showing underground, although technically they're not. Although all of this is actually in a big trench. But those trains then run up here. That's the Shonan Shinjuku line and the, I don't think it's the Yokosuka line. There's an express train heading in. In fact, he's doing the transition over. Let me switch over to this and pull this out. Nope. I want to go up here. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information. Oh! Baby goose. Okay, that's cute. Oh, that's Shibuya. I don't want Shibuya. There's Harajuku, which means I'm not. Okay, Shinjuku. All right, very good. I can zoom in on this. All right, the lines running through there on the far line are the Saikyo line. I'm sorry. It's the Saikyo line and the Shonan Shinjuku line runs on the Saikyo line tracks. The Saikyo line was that kind of greenish blue color train. All right. So let's kick back onto this, and then I can kick this back over. So the Saikyo line is the one on the right, which is farthest away from the camera. So here's the Chuo line that's outbound. There's the Saikyo line train right there, the greenish blue stripe. And the Shonan Shinjuku line runs on those trains run on the Saikyo Line tracks. Shonan Shinjuku Line is a later ad. I mean, it's a more recent ad, and they run on, they don't have like their own dedicated tracks. They kind of run on this line here, and then they run on that line there, and then they just connect different places together that weren't previously connected by going from A to G to S to Z. It's a little different than other places. So here comes a Sobu Line train. Hooray. I think that's a 235, E235. You see these are electric multiple units. That's what EMU. E is electric, EMU, electric multiple unit. And each one of the ones with a pantograph sticking up, that's the thing sticking up from the roof. The pantograph makes contact with the overhead wiring, which is the catenary system, and that's what powers the train, and it grounds out to the tracks. So there's a Yamanote line train heading out to Akibukuro. Here's a Chuo line train heading in. Notice it's on track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's on track 7. And the express train was transitioning over from 7 to 6. And then you've got the Saikyo Line trains over on the two farthest tracks. So, cool stuff. Did you guys learn anything? I mean, is this good information? I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you'll give us a like. Share with your friends. Let them know about the channel. Let them know about Nimby Rails, now available on Steam. Link in the description below. And let's kick over to this and go to here. And we're going to run up some money, run some time here. I may fart around with the game a little more. Do some building. I'm kind of getting tired and it's getting late. So I appreciate everybody being here. And I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned something. And hope you kind of like Nimby Rails. It's kind of neat. Kind of a cool deal. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell icon so you know when we go live or upload a video to the channel. We have hundreds of hours of videos available for your entertainment or potty watching time, whatever you need. Wherever you watch your videos, on your phone, on the throne, or maybe your spare time when you're studying or work or whatever. And you can join us or follow us on Twitch at A_train_games, on Discord at A-train_games, where you can discuss Nimby Rails, other games, see my Steam library, make game requests, see my Tower 3D Pro library, all that good stuff. Reach out to us offline at A-train_games. That's A-train_games on Discord. And if you're seeing commercials, nobody's ever told me if you're seeing commercials, so I'm hoping you're not. But if YouTube's hitting you up with commercials, they're sucking up all that money to give to Jeff Bezos and his Blue Origin space program or whatever, because Google. I get none of that. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, and maybe they'll throw me a bone or something, give me a wet kiss or something. Otherwise, your donations are greatly appreciated. PayPal.me/atraingames. It's PayPal.me/atraingames. Guys, I want to thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are on planet Earth or beyond. I'm A-Train. It's over, and I'm out.